The Greek island of Rhodes is conducting its largest ever wildfire evacuation as 19,000 people, including tourists and locals, flee the fires. Airlines are pledging to run repatriation flights for stranded tourists, but travel operators are facing criticism for not acting quickly enough.
An inferno in the distance, getting ever closer. And a sea of people trying to escape it. As wildfires on Rhodes continued to advance, even more areas of the island were evacuated. People sought refuge on the beaches and tried to make it to the relative safety of the north.
We were sent down to the beach and we walked 11 kilometers.
Karina and her family fled the rapidly approaching flames, leaving their belongings behind. They're now taking shelter in the airport. At one point, she feared they'd never escape.
I was afraid not to see my oldest kid at home and my grandson. Yeah.
You thought you were going to die?
Yeah. The fire was just behind us. Yeah. It was awful.
The seaside resort of Kiotari, where she was staying, was one of the worst hit. A summer break also turned into a living nightmare for Amy and her family, who were among the other evacuees.
It was just terrifying. Like, we've got our 11-year-old daughter with us, and we were walking down the road at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the fire was catching up with us. And I was just thinking, like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, because I didn't think we were going to make it. We just had to keep running, and then the fire was getting closer and it was getting harder to breathe. And then a local guy pulled over in a truck, and he pulled us all into the truck and drove us to the beach. And the army was waiting, but everyone was fighting to get onto the boat. There was children falling in the water. It was just awful.
Many have taken shelter where they can, grateful they have somewhere safe to sleep. This is the biggest evacuation from fire that Greece has ever had to carry out. Schools and sports centres have been turned into emergency shelters as 19,000 people suddenly needed rescuing. But there is anger. At the airport, we met couples like Thomas and Natalie from Yorkshire who felt they'd been abandoned by their holiday reps.
The people from Greece were brilliant. They were fantastic. They'd volunteered their time to come and help everyone with bottles of water, with food, with blankets, with sleeping bags. But unfortunately, the flight companies were not on hand. They were nowhere to be seen.
As some tourists prepare to leave, there is no escape for residents or those fighting these fires. The latest casualties of a changing climate.